General Studies, II. Topic, Indian Constitution, Historical Underpinnings, Evolution, Features, Amendments, Significant Provisions and Basic Structure. Q1. To fully understand what secularism in the Indian context means, we must read the Constitution in its entirety. Comment. 250 words about Hindu background. India is witnessing the growth of intolerance in the society and insecurity among the minority communities. Whether India is really secular, and recently statements by an elected representative put this question in the forefront again. Why Constitution needs to be read in entirety to understand secularism. According to some, India has never been a secular state because the Constitution, as it was originally adopted, did not contain the word secular. They also point to B.R. Ambedkar's pointed rejection of proposals during the Constitution's drafting to have the word secular included in the preamble. However, secularism is inbuilt in the foundations of constitutionalism. Constitution doesn't acquire its secular character merely from the words in the preamble, but from a collective reading of many of its provisions, particularly the various fundamental rights that it guarantees. Other provisions included in the Constitution which show the secular nature of it are freedom of religion as guaranteed under Article 25, 26, 27, and 28, supporting the idea of practicing any religious practice as long as it does not harm the social and moral order of society. Article 29 and 30 provide special protection to religious minorities and their educational institutions. Article 44 and DVSP makes a constitutional obligation on state to bring uniform civil code. Article 51A called upon the citizens to uphold principles of fraternity and brotherhood, and to endure religious diversities. Not mentioning secular word in the Constitution was not on account of any skepticism that the drafters might have had on the values of secularism. The Assembly virtually took for granted India's secular status. Constitutional makers felt that any republic that purports to grant equality before the law to all its citizens, that purports to recognize people's rights to free speech, to a freedom of religion and conscience, simply cannot be unsecular. There have also been instances under which judiciary made wide interpretation of Constitution and provided judgments related to secularism as well. Secularism in India. Extra within the Assembly, there existed a conflict between two differing visions of secularism, one that called for a complete wall of separation between state and religion. Second demanded that the state treat every religion with equal respect. A study of the Constitution reveals that ultimately it was a latter vision that prevailed. Secularism in the Indian setting calls for the maintenance of the principled distance between state and religion. This does not mean that the state cannot intervene in religion and its affairs, but that any intervention should be within the limitations prescribed by the Constitution. According to K.M. Munshi, the non-establishment clause of the U.S. Constitution was inappropriate to Indian conditions, as Indian state could not possibly have a state religion, nor could a rigid line be drawn between the state and the church as in the U.S. www.insightsindia.com 8 www.insightser.com. Q2. What do you understand by the statement that the Constitution is a living document? Why calling the Constitution as a living document gains significance in the present social and political scenario? Critically comment. 250 words. The Wire background. The Constitution of India was adopted on November 26, 1949. Its implementation formally started from January 26, 1950. More than 55 years after that, the same Constitution continues to function as the framework within which the government of our country operates. Constitution is a living document. Constitution accepts the necessity of modifications according to changing needs, situations, and circumstances of the society arising from time to time. In the actual working of the Constitution, there has been enough flexibility of interpretations. Both political practice and judicial rulings have shown maturity and flexibility in implementing the Constitution. These factors have made Indian Constitution the living document rather than a closed and static rule book. Founding fathers recognized that in the future, this document may require modifications. The Indian Constitution is a combination of both the approaches mentioned above, that the Constitution is a sacred document and that it is an instrument that may require changes from time to time. In other words, the Constitution is not a static document. It is not the final word about everything. It is not unalterable. Like a living being, the Constitution responds to experience. Even after so many changes in the society, The Constitution continues to work effectively because of this ability to be dynamic, to be open to interpretations, and the ability to respond to the changing situation. This is a hallmark of a democratic constitution. The Constitution is open to interpretation by the Supreme Court after understanding the society and the basic foundational values of the Constitution. Why this aspect of Constitution is important in current social and political scenario: the progressive values enshrined in the Constitution, like fraternity, justice, liberty, and equality, as very valid even today and are a necessity in India. At present there have been instances of cow vigilantism, discrimination against Dalits, etc. The Constitution, with right to equality, right against discrimination irrespective of caste, sex, etc., right against untouchability, is still valid today. On this basis itself there is discussion of the rights of LGBT communities as well. Freedom of expression is strictly upheld in Constitution, so the ban on creativity art are invalid. This particular aspect of Indian Constitution is important especially when India is seeing a phase of growing intolerance like communal riots, insecurity of the minority communities, cow vigilantism by majority community, gender and caste discrimination. The right to privacy is interpreted as a fundamental right based on the provisions of the Constitution itself. The judgment on Triple Talaq by the Supreme Court upholds the tenets of the Constitution. The formation of Telangana